What is up, guys? Welcome. Crip No FUD. Let's jump right into this, guys. Happy Wednesday. Hope everybody's having a great day today. Happy hump day. No Diddy on that one. What is going on in the markets today, guys? Well, we're going to jump right into this today. Like I said, I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Keep your heads up because I think we're going to be all right. Flips in the house. What's going on, brother? What is going on, bro? So let's just jump into this, guys. We'll give everybody a little chance to jump in, but just want to clear some things. So Bitcoin today, we saw a nice little drop as of today, right? It's pretty much since we ran up and we hit that 69,500 area, we pretty much have been retracing, right, the last few days. And you can see we dropped down today. Bitcoin particularly dropped down to about 65,240 around that area. But look where it bounced. This particularly, the top of this channel is particularly a trend line that's been at the top of this trend where we pretty much were hitting our head previously, right? So the fact that we came down and literally slapped this trend line and bounced right back up, very, very bullish in my opinion. Very, very bullish. Moving over to the chart where we have all our support and resistance levels, you guys can see, remember yesterday we were calling for the 66.4 area. I told you guys we have to hold this 66.4 area. And, you know, obviously it broke. You can see we did have a nice bounce off of it. And it looked like we were going to hold. And then you saw the line started to break. We broke above. We bounced again off the 66.4. And then we just basically collapsed from there. You can see we pretty much got dropped down to almost our support level. That's the 64.9 area. We've seen this area plenty of times previously. I don't even know if it's been anytime soon. We've seen this area a few times being resistance, right? And you can see we did bounce off of it before we started to take off recently. And then now you can see we didn't bounce exactly off that support level, but we did come close. And you can almost see some kind of a V-shaped recovery for now, right? A couple of things that we're going to go over. But the main thing is should we be worried? There's a couple of things that I do want to cover, right? I'm not turning into Crip the Bear or anything like that, but I do want to cover some stuff, guys. You know, things happen, right? Things happen out there in the world stage that we're going to cover, you know, that I think might throw some turmoil in the markets for right now. On top of what we're going to get into with that, we have the elections coming up in less than 2 weeks. I think we're going to see some volatility with that. And we also have the FOMC meeting coming up in exactly 2 weeks from today, right? So you throw in all that stuff and maybe a couple other things that we don't even see coming up that could be, you know, just out of nowhere. And we could see some more volatility in the market, right? I'm not saying that we're necessarily for sure heading down. But what I'm saying is you can see the markets as of now. This isn't just for crypto. You look at the stock markets right now. And the S&P was down today. The NASDAQ was down. The Dow Jones again. Remember I told you guys we're going to keep an eye on this DXY, the dollar strength, and it's just keeps climbing, right? Those are usually signs that the market is probably going to briefly retrace, or we're going to see some more of a retracement ahead of us. So even gold today, that's been unstoppable. You know, all the people that are the gold guys and gold gals out there have been that are always saying gold, you know, to the moon for gold. No one says that, right? But everybody's always telling you to buy gold and silver. And today, silver dropped 3%, which is a big drop for silver. And gold dropped 1.2%, which is a big drop for gold as well. Remember, gold, the market cap for gold is over $10 trillion. So for it to drop down 1%, that's a lot of money that exited gold, right? Was that the top for gold? I don't know. Flip, what's going on? Everybody say what's up. Rodney's in the house and Ricky. Where's everybody else at? Everybody's gone? Of course, the market's down. Everybody's like, I don't want to talk about crypto now. You guys know. But we're always going to be here, right? So a couple things with Bitcoin, then we're going to jump right into some other stuff. Really don't have too much, but just some stuff that I have that I want to show you guys, tell you guys, you know, so you guys are in the loop, right? As far as Bitcoin, you guys can see we're pretty much hitting our head as of right now at that 66.4 area. Remember, yesterday we were like, we need to hold it as support. Well, when you break a support level, it flips into, Ricky, you got it right, flips into resistance. So with that being said, 66.4 now looks like it's going to be our resistance level that we definitely need to keep retesting. We're hovering right under it, so I think if we can kind of stay around this area and we keep keep knocking on the door, eventually we will probably break. And I wouldn't be surprised if we do break above, we kind of teeter-totter above the 66.4 area for right now, just trying to find it as some support. The market itself right now is still very bullish, right? We just unfortunately have things going on right now that are slightly bearish, and some things that I'm going to cover, that I keep saying I'm going to cover. I'm just going to say it now. So I got confirmation, if you guys remember, has nothing to do with crypto, but with Iran and Israel, right? I know we're like, oh man, we're getting into that. Just briefly. Remember, they've been going back and forth. Well, last person to, get their tit was Iran sending, some missiles over to Israel. Well, confirmation came in that Israel is about to retaliate in the next 24 to 48 hours, right? So with that being said, we could see some turmoil in the markets in regards to the Middle East, depending on how far Israel is going to take it, right? If it's going to be a little, we blew up this shit over here in the desert, don't mess with us kind of thing, like they kind of keep both doing, it'll be brushed off. But if it's something serious where now the U.S. is starting to send freaking, the big ass ships with all the ships with all the planes on it, I forgot what they're called, but the attack ships and all that stuff. If we start sending off stuff like that and posturing ourselves to look like we're possibly going to be getting involved with anything, the markets are going to drop. I mark my words, they're going to drop, right? So that's the number one thing. The other thing, like I said, we have the elections, guys. Post-election, I think we're going to be freaking great, right? No matter who gets in office. Pre-election, because of uncertainty, I think we're still going to see some volatility. And then, like I already said, FOMC meeting coming up, and literally 14 days from now, 2 weeks, we're going to see some volatility running up into that. So with that being said, I think that Bitcoin particularly is probably going to chop around, at least around, if we drop down, I think the bottom of where we're going to get, depending on, with certain things, I think 63,300 right here, this level, has been a big spot for some resistance. It'll probably hold as some support if we break this support level that we haven't even retested at 64.9. So just be ready, guys. I bring this stuff up because, you're always asking me, is it a good time right now to jump in on this project? And I always tell you, bro, I'm not giving out financial advice, but I'm giving you, what I feel, my opinion on what's going to happen in the markets or what's going on. So you might be getting some good opportunities, guys, to stack up. But what is going on? Let me see something here. What is going on with our beloved Solana? Solana today has been ripping, jumped up to 174 as a local high today. Absolutely killing it. And you know what else is up? No FUD Koala. NFK is up today. Look at this beautiful little spike that we've had at NFK right here. We're up 5%. Not looking bad today, guys. Not looking bad. And really, not even because we've seen solid buy-ins, but nothing too crazy. It's just Solana's doing good, right? So, I mean, like I always tell you guys, Solana does good. We're going to keep running with it. So, that's definitely a plus for today. But looking at the whole market, obviously from my thumbnail, you guys can see the market right now is just reacting the way, it's going to react with Bitcoin having somewhat of a retracement today. Jupiter's doing good because Solana's doing good, right? NFK's doing good because Solana's doing good. Dog with Hat is doing good because of Solana. Solana is doing good because of Solana, right? So you can see that. Is Mu, I don't forget, is Mu on... Is Mu a freaking Solana project, or is it a Ethereum? Let's check. It would make sense if it's Solana. Yeah, SolScan. Yep, Solana. So there you go. Mu's doing, not up at least 1%, not doing terrible because obviously it is based on Solana. So, and Sui's actually not doing too bad. Hex seems to be doing good whenever the market's doing bad. I've noticed that. And ICP up about 1.8%, but nothing really big, nothing too big other than Jupiter. Nothing's kind of doing anything today. We have some downward movement for the whole market. MOG's down 7%. We have Ethereum down 5%. Look at that. Solana's doing good. Ethereum had a nice little retracement right here. And we're going to cover a article about Solana versus Ethereum here in a second. So bear with me. But like I said, for the most part, guys, I don't think that we have anything to necessarily sell everything and run to the hills about. I'm actually looking, I think I was going to make a move on MILADY particularly and just jump in. I probably should have done it a lot earlier today. But I'm really eyeing MILADY. I was like, you know what? I'm going to bite the bullet and just, grab my MILADY on Crypto.com, and just, well, I guess me and Crypto.com will split the profits whenever I sell, right? Because it seems to be like a 50-50 thing here. I spend the money, they take half of it. So, but you know what I was thinking about? I was like, you know what? Why am I going to give up profits as far as even realistically, even the 80% profit, they're going to take 20. Why am I going to give that up just because I'm like, I don't want to give Crypto.com any money, right? I don't have a Ethereum wallet that I use actively, and I'm not I don't even think you can sign up for any more exchanges around here other than, because MILADY's not really traded on too many platforms, right? I think you have KuCoin and Crypto.com. Let me see here. Central exchanges, you have Crypto.com, Mexi, Gate.io, KuCoin. Some of these you can't even freaking trade in the States, right? So it's I already have Crypto.com. It's might as well just do it. Just give them the damn money that they need. Market cap, though, under $60 million right here. This is right here. I'm telling you guys, this thing might pop. If I'm going to be jumping in, it's gonna rip here soon. So I'm kind of pissed. I should have bought in a lot earlier today because think about it. I have to give Crypto.com 20%. That right there was 6%. I could have saved 6%. That could have been what I was going to be giving them, basically. You got to think like that. So I'll kind of keep my eye on it, see if maybe Bitcoin's going to retrace a little bit more, but we'll see. JASMY said Bitmart. Okay, I'll check out Bitmart. I don't have Bitmart as far as an exchange. I use, if I'm on central exchanges, I'm mostly DeFi, right? But on central exchanges, because you always have to have central exchanges that you use for offboarding and stuff like that, onboarding and offboarding, fiat. I have I'll use Crypto.com and I have Coinbase, right? Those are the two things that I don't use really either one of them much. I have stuff. I have my ADA and a few other projects that I've been holding since 2021 on Coinbase, but that's pretty much it. So I haven't even looked in my Coinbase. Literally, it's been probably 8 months since I've opened up my Coinbase. So Larry said he's sort of around. Nice. Well, hey, we'd rather have you slightly around than not around at all, right, bro? So we appreciate that. But looking at the fear and greed index, guys, nothing's really changed from yesterday. The market's kind of paused. We're in 56 neutral, right? So, I mean, pretty much the same thing like I said yesterday. Markets right now, we're not in greed. We're kind of, in that little loophole of just kind of the markets are waiting to see what the hell's going on with everything. And I think, like I keep telling you guys, with everything we have coming up in the next week or two, the markets are going to kind of be just up and down. But I really don't think that I'm going to see Bitcoin running up to 70K. Now, we could easily run up to 70K. 69,000 is going to be a freaking spot for massive resistance. And 70K, even if we do run up to it, we're going to probably get rejected and come right back down, to some other levels. But even us just blimping up to those levels, it should be very bullish, just showing you guys that once we get a lot of this stuff behind us, Bitcoin's going to start doing these runs and it's not going to come back down, right? Dominance. Bitcoin dominance is back up 57.5. It did drop yesterday to about 57.1, and it's jumped up almost 0.5% up to 57.5. So dominance has gone up. Fear and greed, we've gone down into neutral. Market cap has actually dropped almost 2%, letting you know that almost 2% of money out of that 2.2 trillion has actually came out of the market, right? And this is what I'm telling you guys. Little signs out here. They're kind of giving us these little red flags that we might see some, a little bit more turmoil and some more downward movement briefly as we approach these next few weeks. Carlos, what's going on, bro? Larry said carrier groups. I appreciate that, bro. I'm like, those damn boats that attack. The carrier groups. Hell yeah. freaking the biggest and baddest ships out in the sea, right? If I'm sailing the seas, I want to be on one of those bad boys. I'll tell you that right now. Michael, what's going on, bro? Larry said, just be straight up. Trump Elon camp is in 100%. I will not give all my ladies anyway. Hold on, Larry. You missed me. Be straight up. Trump and Elon camp is in 100%. I will give my ladies away. Oh, if not, I will give my ladies away. Okay, I see what you're saying now. So Larry's already predicting the election. He's saying it's already a sealed deal. Trump and Elon's going to be the vice president is what he's saying. Look at this article right here, guys. So Solana versus Ethereum. You guys notice that Solana's been pretty freaking strong, especially today. Solana's up. Ethereum's down like crazy, obviously running with Bitcoin, right? But Solana's up today. Remember, we covered an article. My members, you guys remember, we covered an article on Monday about a big, almost like a hedge fund that's been picking up Solana like crazy by the millions of dollars. Their ticket symbol, because they're traded publicly, is $HODL, right? You guys can look them up. But they're a company that strictly buys Solana, and they said that they've been buying Solana like crazy. Hearing articles like that, seeing what we're seeing on the charts, telling you guys, this is why we built No FUD Koala on Solana. I love Ethereum, but you guys know how bullish we are with Solana and how much we want to see Solana thrive, right? So why is Solana winning in speed, user, and adoption? Let's check this out. So are we witnessing a major shift in blockchain adoption as Solana users' numbers skyrocket? Or will Ethereum's continued dominance and high-value applications keep it ahead in the long run? Solana's massive comeback. Solana, one of the most promising blockchain networks in the crypto space, has experienced a wild ride in the recent years. After soaring to new highs in 2021, with Solana hitting a peak of $260.61 in November, the token saw its fortunes reverse dramatically following a collapse of FTX in 2022. Wish I would have bought in at that time. Dropped down to $7.90, guys. FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried, don't even like saying that name, was a vocal supporter of Solana, and his trading firm, Alameda, held a large amount of Solana. That's why Solana dropped so bad during the bear market, because of they held almost 40% of circulating supply of Solana at the time. When FTX went under, it sent shockwaves across the crypto market, and Solana was one of the hardest hit. Solana's price plummeted to below $10, losing more than 90% of its value, weighed down by market-wide panic and selling pressure tied to its association with FTX. Fast forward to 2024, and Solana's price action is telling a new story. Starting the year strong, Solana continued its bullish momentum from 2023, gaining ground steadily. However, by September 6th, Solana's price had cooled off, dropping to a low of 121 as a bearish sentiment briefly took over. Yet as of October 23rd, which is today, Solana is trading around $168, and I think it's up, what is it at right now? It's at 171 at the time of right now, making a solid recovery from its September dip and a far cry from the $10 lows seen in 2022. So this resurgence is part of a broader recovery of the crypto market, with the bullish sentiment starting to return across major assets. With renewed interest in Solana's technology and increasing adoption, is Solana gearing up for another bull run, or will volatility bring fresh challenges? Let's explore the key factors driving Solana's price compared with Ethereum, and look at experts' predictions for where Solana's price could go in the coming days. We'll kind of skim through here. So a couple of things that they're saying as far as big on Solana. Total value lock, the TVL, right? Let's see if they put in here. So it says Solana's TVL peak. This is basically money that's pretty much, think of liquidity locked in Solana, right? Peaked at over 10 billion, but it quickly shrank in 2022. This is back in 2021. It had 10 billion. It shrank in 2022 as crypto market crashed. We already know all that. But it says throughout 22 and 23, Solana struggled to regain traction. The TLV number steadily declined with no end in sight. However, 2024 has brought a major turnaround. So as of now, as of today, the TVL stands at an impressive 6.2 billion right here. And then obviously for the year, Solana is basically increased 342% as of today. So you guys can see, obviously Solana is very, very, very solid as a project. Market cap $48 billion as of earlier today of this article. And you can see this is basically Solana's lifetime chart. 2021, us breaking these all-time highs. This is based off of their market cap though, right? But price and market cap is going to go hand in hand. And you can see Solana actually broke up to what, $115 billion. That's absolutely insane. I didn't know Solana got that big. And then you can see as of now, we are around 48 billion, maybe briefly close to that 50 billion as of right now. But things look great. And this is probably the biggest thing that I think why Solana is doing so well and why they built so well is they took a play out of Ethereum's playbook, right? Ethereum is so solid and it built so well, right? Becoming the number 2 biggest cryptocurrency that we have because of everything that's built on the ecosystem, right? And this goes to Solana. Solana's DEX volume is outstanding, is outrageous. Some days when we look at the volume for the 24-hour, Solana will outperform Binance, outperform Ethereum, right? It will do crazy numbers, $3, $4, $5 billion in a day. That's all through their DeFi, right? Through all these swaps and stuff like that. People building off of their ecosystem, whether they're rug pulls or they're solid projects, right? You can see that just the amount of volume and the attraction that Solana brings into the DeFi space is almost unmatched at sometimes, right? So that, with that being said, that's why you're going to see Solana continue to thrive and continue to dominate, right? And I told you guys, I don't think that Solana is necessarily going to dethrone Ethereum on this during this cycle right now, right? But I think as we get into the next 5 years, you're going to see Solana really looking eye to eye with Ethereum if Ethereum doesn't continue to, try to pivot. And, because they have layer 2s, right? They even have layer 3s that are built on the ecosystem that you can do cheaper trading and avoid those gas fees on Ethereum, right? Solana, you don't even need to do that because trading fees, we already know, are fast and cheap. So with that being said, that's pretty much what I would say would be the biggest thing. And then obviously blockchain performance, we already know. It says Solana has processed over 476 million transactions in the last 30 days, guys. Think about that. Almost 500 million transactions in the last 30 days. This ecosystem has been able to basically withstand. Absolutely and crazy right there, bro. Absolutely crazy. So that is awesome. And we'll leave it there. But, like I said, I love both ecosystems. But you guys already know I had the option to build off of Ethereum, build off of CRONOS, build off of Solana, even on Base. And I was tempted to build off of Base because I do like Base, right? But Base is a layer 2 on Ethereum, right? So we went with Solana just because Solana just, to me, is so much user-friendly, in my opinion. And it's so much cheaper. And it's, I don't know. I you can tell I'm biased, right? I like Solana. Jason, what's going on, brother? Said, hey, the loser of the election is going to get trolled so hard. Both sides already claim victory. Yeah. I'm trying not to get political, right? My boy Flip said, bro, try to not get so political. I'm like, all right, man, I'm going to try. It's so hard. I'm just kidding. It really isn't that hard, but yeah, both camps right now. You know why this year there's been such a bigger turnout for early voting? That's why they're you have both camps kind of not taking a victory lap necessarily yet, but you can see people are like, oh, they're already ahead right now, and they're already in the. We won't know until hopefully the night of November the 5th, which is less than 2 weeks from now, guys. And I don't know if I've said this before. I know I've said this before. I don't care who you're voting for, right? I don't care. I respect all you guys' political views. This isn't a place that we're going to argue about politics. This is a place that we're going to grow ourselves financially because we're all striving for the same thing, right? Financial freedom. So crypto, is what we talk about. But Go out and vote, guys. If you're able to, make sure you guys go out and vote, because there is not, I can't tell you how much I sit there and just look at people when they want to sit there and tell you their political views, or they're criticizing your political views, and then you come to find out that they didn't even vote, right? So you're like, bro, what the hell are you talking about? Larry said NFK to the moon, RFK kicking AFK's rear, and Troy catch your rocket to the moon. Flip said, I'm biting a hole in my tongue right now. Don't worry, bro. We're not going to get into it. And Punk, I hope I said your name right. Pock. Emoji pump on Solana. Wow. Oh, look who came in here. Oh, Light came here. My boy disappears for 6 years and then he comes back out of nowhere. What's going on, bro? What's going on, man? Said buying the dip. Trump golden age. All right. Yeah, you know, bro. My boy would disappear literally for like 4 months and then he pops back up. He's like, what's up, man? And then he's gone. You don't see him for another like 17 weeks. It's all right, bro. So real quick, I wanted to cover this article if you guys haven't already seen. Remember we were covering stuff the other day about Elon Musk was they had claimed in Arkham, which is very good at monitoring wallets, particularly bigger wallets like for governments, for the bigger echelons, and they had claimed and verified that Tesla, Elon Musk, had transferred Bitcoin to unknown wallets. Well, it looks like this article is saying that they came back and they were like, you know what? It looks like Tesla's $780 million Bitcoin holding likely intact despite recent wallet transfers. So they're basically saying that, you know what? He probably, even if he transferred everything, it's still there. Almost $800 million of Bitcoin that Tesla still holding, right? If you guys remember, back in 2021, Elon bought $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin, and he sold 50% about halfway during the year. That actually helped us drop down to that 29K during our run. And he said he was getting a lot of slack because he's an electric car maker, and they're basically saying that Bitcoin was consuming massive amounts of energy across the world. So he was saying that he was going to sell 50%, and as soon as Bitcoin got to a certain point where it was using renewable energy, they would buy back in. They haven't yet bought back in yet, but still holding 800 million. So electric vehicle giant Tesla is believed to still hold its entire Bitcoin investment valued at 780 million, despite transferring the funds to unknown wallets earlier this month. According to the blockchain analysts, firms Arkham Intelligence, the movement are likely part of a routine wallet rotation rather than a sale of liquidation. We believe that Tesla's wallet movement that we reported on last week were wallets rotations with the Bitcoin still owned by Tesla. Tesla split its Bitcoin holdings across 7 wallets, which is, imagine holding $800 million worth of Bitcoin, right? Even when I have in some of my wallets, they'll, even if I have like $1,000 in there, I'm always keeping an eye on it, and because you never know. It's crypto, guys, right? And we won't get into any more, but wanted to cover that up. It looks like Tesla still is holding on to their $800 million worth of Bitcoin, so that's awesome. What's going on, JDM? How's everybody doing? Did you guys buy the dip? Ricky said, my imagination ain't that good. JDM asking if we bought the dip. Let's see here. So I'm guessing you're particularly asking if anybody bought the dip on Roar. You guys broke the let's see here, the 236. You broke the 236. Remember yesterday, JDM, I was telling everybody pretty much, obviously the 236, we wanted to hold this trend line, right? It's not going to hold it forever. 236, very bullish if we were to find some kind of a bounce off the 236, which is basically around that 52. But I told you pretty much the line in the sand, I would say, as far as really keeping the momentum and staying, not that this is going to take your bullishness away, but really trying to keep that momentum up, the 382, which is going to be around that 42. So you can see you guys basically retested it basically once already. I don't know if you guys are going to make it down there again without, seeing some kind of a bounce, but I would imagine that even if you don't come all the way down to the 382, you'll probably end up coming right back up towards the 236. This is going to be a spot for some resistance, I would imagine, as of now, and you're most likely, unless you guys go on a crazy pump and you just run right back up above the trend. We've seen that happen plenty of times. This 236 is going to probably need to be retested a few times before it can be broken and found as some support, and that's going to be around your 52 area right there. So, I mean, it is what it is. You guys have been rallying like crazy, so retracements are healthy. It's going to happen, right? And if you're long-term on this project, you never know. You're getting some good, you're getting a 22% discount as of right now as far as buying in. So let's look and see on our watch list. Is everything down right now? No, not everything. So we have Roaring Kitty. Billy is down, flip. Crow with Knife is down. That's why when we saw with Crow, particularly when this thing shot up on this run, I freaking took that 30-40%, I don't even remember what it was, and I ran with it and ended up selling because I told you guys I'm going to get back in because I have that Crow, the Crow sitting there, right? So I'm looking to as far as my buy zone, below this 40. Honestly, it's below the 40, but I would like to get, down into these like 30s areas is what I would like to get into because the 40's not bad. Yeah, I want to get down. I'm like trying to think. Oh, this is why, because I don't use that chart. I'm like, something just seems off here. All right, here we go. Buy zone is at the 34 right here. That's going to be my buy zone for call. So anything below this 34, I'm going to be jumping back in on call. So Troy said NFK's not down. You're right, bro. You are right. And that, I think that has a big thing is obviously we've seen some solid buys coming in, but also like I was telling you guys at the beginning of the stream, Solana's doing great, right? So as long as Solana's running up, we're going to keep moving up, for the most part. And that JDM, I wonder if that's a big thing why you guys are particularly down today a little bit more than probably what you should be. Because Ethereum got brutally hit, right? And you have to remember, even if you're seeing buys coming in, right? You guys, your volume's looking good today, by the way. But even if you're seeing buys coming in, right? Particularly, you're gonna see it. Even if you're seeing like straight buys, your token's not going to move up as fast as because on the back end, your liquidity, your market cap is 100% in Ethereum, right? So if Ethereum's having a bad day like it's having today, right? Ethereum's down 5% for today, 4.2% as of now. You're going to see probably that move, that's going to be weighing down on you guys. So if you trickle in, some solid sells on top of that, it's going to be more dramatic. And we see the same thing with our project on Solana. When Solana's not doing good, it just takes a few sales, especially our volume isn't anywhere near this 100,000 and our market cap's not at $4 million either. So it's a lot more dramatic, but the same thing. Solana's not doing good. If it's not doing good, you start seeing, even if you see buys coming in, our price for NFK is not moving or it starts to come down. At first, you go back a year ago, I'll be like, what the hell is going on? And then I was like, wait a minute, that's right. We have freaking, $50,000 market cap is all in Solana, right? So it's going to be, it's going to move with Solana for the most part. So exactly, yeah. So I'm sure once you guys retrace with Ethereum, you'll probably, the markets will probably pick up and you guys will pick up fast, right? So Gina, what's going on, girl? Gina said, buy NFK Wednesday. Let's get those buys in. Thank you, community. Hell yeah. Appreciate that. But what I was pulling up, as far as for call, particularly, like I told you guys, Not financial advice, but if you guys are looking to jump back in on call, if you did sell off like I did the other day, picked up this nice little 20-30% move. This 35 area or below is going to be a big spot for some support, and anything below that is where I'm probably looking to pick up. Another project that I didn't want to bring it up, but we actually called this project on the members stream, right? I told you guys when we do member streams, we're calling out plays, right? I'm keeping it exclusive for them. Not that I don't love every single one of you guys, but we ended up having a members only stream on Monday, and I told you guys that were in the stream, this was starting to come down, and I told you guys buy zone at the 95, if anybody remembers that. So I told you guys, and I got that because briefly I had bought a chunk back here, rode it up. I didn't catch the top, but I sold off on like a 40% move. I was like, this thing's going to probably come back down and most likely find some support around where it found support before, right? And that was around this 95. And last night, right when it started to hit this level, it wasn't long, right? It wasn't long. It hit the 95 for probably about an hour. It sat around there. And I mean, this thing freaking took off. Jumped up 40-something% in literally an hour, right? So I had put in and almost doubled all my money in literally an hour. I was just sitting there watching TV after the stream, and I was like, hell yeah, right? It feels good when stuff like that happens, right? Michael said his service was out today. Oh, man. So with that being said, this is a Solana project. RTR, I am keeping an eye on it. I don't know, something about this project. I feel like this thing is going to get, I don't know. I feel like it's going to get some kind of exposure on some central exchanges. No one's told me anything like that. I'm technically not even invested in the project as of right now because I told you guys it sold out last night. I'm waiting to see if we're going to maybe come back. Now, this time around, if and when we come back down to this 95 area, I'm going to be a little cautious, right? I am going to start buying back in slowly, but I'm not going to be buying in as big as I did back here. And especially, I went a little crazy right here. And that's why I was like ecstatic when it jumped up. I was like, hell yes. I'm talking about within like 45 minutes, I almost doubled my money, right? And I was like, hell yeah. But when we come back down to this level, I'm going to be a little cautious just because this is going to be the third time that we've come back to retest this area. You guys already know what I always say. With any projects, if you come back and you keep retesting certain areas, whether it's going towards the upside or the downside, it eventually is going to break, right? Not 100% it's going to do it this time, but the odds are starting to get higher and higher that every time it comes to retest this 95, that it could break to the downside a little bit more. Now, remember, we technically were covering this freaking project back all the way back here. I just was like keeping my eye on it, and then this thing exploded like about a week ago, and now I've really been kind of like all right, there's a lot of money coming in and out of this project, almost $1 million in volume. So looking at the 95, anything below there, in my opinion, not financial advice, I'm going to be dollar cost averaging again, right? We could easily come back down to these levels down here, guys. So that's why I say just be very cautious with this. But if we do drop down to a freaking portion of a penny, because right now it's at 1 penny. If we drop down to about a half a penny, I'm going in on this one. JDM said, one thing I have to say is that whatever project you have convictions in on red days like this, it's always a good DCA, not financial advice. 100% agree with you, brother. I 100%. And I always tell everybody that, right? We always talk about that. Whenever you're seeing a big cool off in any project, if you're long term and you're getting a 20-30% cool off, whether it's in DeFi or if it's on the traditional market, I know it can be a little bit, I'm not going to say scary, but it can be a little bit intimidating to buy in when you're at 30%, when the project's down 30% or even more, right? But what do we always talk about? We always talk about the fear and greed index, right? And I always tell you guys a strategy that I always use. Now, I have to mix it with patience sometime, with strong patience a lot of times, right? But dollar cost averaging in, taking advantage of when people are scared, right? I'm getting greedy. And when people are greedy, that's when I'm starting to look like, all right, I'm going to be selling off here soon because, that's how it works, right? You want to be fearful when everybody's greedy and be greedy when everybody's fearful. So 100% agree. Gina said, make sure everybody slaps that like button. Please, I appreciate that. We've been doing good. We've been sending the algorithm out there, getting a lot of new people joining the squad. So I appreciate that, guys. Goal is to hit that 10,000 mark, right? So slowly but surely we will get up there. But as far as DeFi for today, majority of the market you can see for our watch list is in the red, right? So if your project, particularly whatever you're invested in right now, is not doing the best, it's not particularly your project, the markets are down today, right? But Flip, your used car, is having a little bit of a rebound. Where is Flip? You're having a little bit of a rebound. Looks like you dropped below the 618. Is that the 618 or the 0.5? That's the 618. You dropped a little bit below the 618, but it looks like it broke above for right now. So I wouldn't be surprised because it looks like it's starting to curl towards the downside. You might see a retestment of the 618 somewhere around the 17 mark. So, I mean, it did technically break out of this trend, but it looks like it's about to come right back onto that trend. So we'll see how this plays out as far as if this is still trending towards the downside or if maybe you're going to see some consolidation to the side, right? So we'll see how this plays out for used cars. Let's see where Bitcoin's at right now. 66.3. She's at a big spot. Look at this, guys. Look at this. So you guys can see we've had these lines up here for the last probably year as far as resistance and support. And you guys can see I already called this a week ago when we were approaching. I said this 69,000 was going to be a big spot for some resistance. And obviously since then we broke below. Right now we are trying to find some freaking support at the 66.4 area, right? That's a big spot that we're trying to hold. To be honest, guys, we'll get off the daily. I'm gonna be 100% honest with you guys. What does Crypt think is gonna happen in this market? Well, everything that we talked about earlier about, with Israel and Iran, right, has nothing to do with crypto, but it could affect the markets. The DXY has been running up, right? The stock markets have been having red days. We have the elections coming up in the next, less than 2 weeks. We have the FOMC meeting coming up in exactly 2 weeks. With everything that we have in front of us that we can see, right? There's going to be other stuff that maybe pops up that we don't see. But everything that we can see right now, I am anticipating that the market is probably going to retrace a little bit more, right? Now, I'm not trying to be bearish. Long term, you guys know I'm very bullish, 100%. But I'm going to start calling out when the markets are looking like they're going to, when it just looks like we have more movement towards the downside, right? Now, hopefully I'm wrong and, Bitcoin just starts to revive and we start coming back up towards the 69K, and we easily could. But when you look, and I just switched over from that I just switched over from the daily over to the 30-minute, and you can see now it paints a different picture, right? Now, when you see we haven't been able to find some support above the 66.4 area. We hit our head, we broke above, we found some support, but broke it, and now we're hitting our head again at the 66.4 right here. So it's battling right now. We need to find some candles above the 66.4 is what we need to see. Right now, we're below it, and it looks like we've been hitting our head on it, right? If you really look at it, 1, 2, 3, 4 candles below. This is on the 30-minute below the 66.4 with 2 candles, really one of them only finding support above the 66.4. With those odds, you would probably say that, yeah, we're probably going to come down a little bit more. We probably are going to, if we do, continue to see a retracement, we haven't come down all the way to retest this support level at the 64.9, right? So seems like it's a far away. I mean, it's only a few percent down. Bitcoin can easily come down to some of these levels. And what would happen if, with everything that we talked about as well, right? I don't think that it's going to be a flash crash unless, like I said, something crazy like the Middle East, something happens over there, maybe we'll see some kind of a flash crash. But I think it's going to be a slow and kind of a sideways action where we're kind of maybe retesting this level. We come up, we're getting hit in our head, kind of like this for the next week or two, while we get everything that we have in front of us kind of out of the way, right? It comes with the territory. But remember, we covered this. We looked at the charts a few times post-election for the last 2 elections. So you go back 2016, the 2016 election, 2020 election, post-elections, Bitcoin freaking ran every time. We're thinking it's going to happen the same thing. Remember, we have October that we're in right now. We're actually about to be out of October. And then we have November and December. I'm just thinking in my head, Ricky, remember me and you were talking about if we were going to be ending October in the red or in the green. We did a poll, I think, right? And I don't remember what I said. I don't remember. I know last month we did the poll when everybody was saying that we were going to have a red September because, historically we normally do. I said we were going to have a green, and we ended up having a historic green September, right? We were up 6 or 7% at the end of the month. And then this month, October, I don't remember what we predicted, but, we have a week left of October, right? We'll have to see how this plays out, because if this plays out in the red, this is probably going to be one of maybe 2 months during a 4-year cycle that we've only had a red up to October. So, like I said, we're in different times here, guys. We're in different times. This cycle has been very different, right, in certain aspects than, our traditional 4-year cycle. So, with that being said, Ricky said, dude, we were red on the 2nd. You won by the skin of your teeth. Hey, a win's a win, all right, buddy? Yeah. That is true, though. Right when we hit October, we did go into the red. That is true. That is true. But yeah, guys, like I said, nothing to be too worried about yet. I still do believe that we're going to see a little bit more cooling off in the markets. I think what you need to take in is that Bitcoin right now is sitting at 66,000 right now, right? Take that in. Bitcoin's at 66K. As of right now, we're perfectly fine. We can even afford to come down a little bit and we'll still keep this bullish momentum. Let these next couple weeks pass by us, and I think we're going to have smooth sailings, and we're going to have some big movement ahead of us. So, with that being said, guys, short video tonight, short stream, but I appreciate you guys coming today. I do appreciate each and every one of you guys. Make sure you guys slap that like on the way out. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe. Come join the squad. Other than that, guys, I thank you so much. Hopefully tomorrow we're in the green and we'll have a little bit more upbeat video, all right? All right, guys, have a safe night, and I'll see each and every one of you guys tomorrow. All right, guys, see ya.